her, and she died, and they brought her back to life, died again, and she flatlined for a while. They said she was gone for like, I think it was like 18 minutes or something, which after 9 minutes of no recitation to your heart, you literally, no a brain goes to, or no blood goes to your brain, you're brain dead, right? Well, this lady said that as she died, her soul was hovering over her body. She says she watched people cry in tears and was like crying. She watched the nurses like literally praying in the room for her because they felt so responsible and for what happened is happening to her and everything like that. Well, bro, she goes and flatlines, and when she flatlines, she gets goes to the light. She says she follows this light. In this light, she sees her grandmother. She said her grandmother was older, and she ended up like losing her legs or something like that. You know, from like she had diabetes or something, and from the diabetes, she lost her legs and stuff like that. And she said in heaven, she looked so vibrant, and so she had her legs. She was talking to her and letting her know what's happening with her. Well, she had the choice. Yeah, 23 minutes in hell. I heard about that one too. She went to, hey Jada, mama, I was just talking about you, beautiful. Hey, but listen, so she went to heaven, and in heaven, she sees she sees her family, her grandmother, her all her family members. She said their voices, everything, it was them, and they were vibrant and beautiful. She said that the feeling where she was felt like the best feeling in the whole world. She said it was like a feeling like no other. There was just complete happiness and joy, and just she said she wherever she just did not want to leave this place. Okay. The grandma goes to him and goes, listen, you need to make a choice. God's giving you a choice right now. You can either go back to your body or you could stay here, okay? But if you stay here, the grandma's like, listen, if you stay here, your baby is not going to be born into the world right there and everything like that. And she describes exactly, and later on says you're going to have more kids, and explain what the kids were going to look like. Bro, red hair kids. Like, the oddest thing, none of their kids got red hair. She described what the kids were going to look like and everything, right? And she still did not want to go. It took a lot of convincing for her to go back into her body, and it took the family picture of kids that weren't born yet that were going to be born, and the doctor and the nurses that were crying there. They said that they would be affected and not ever want to do. They would never go back into their practice again. Basically, that this is gonna break them down and everything like that. So she goes back into her body, bro. She goes back into her body, explains exactly what she saw. Bro, they update the video on her thing to like 5, 10 years later, and she has the two kids and explains exactly what her family was gonna look like down the line. Bro, the two redhead kids were looking exactly the way she said they would look. Crazy. How would she even have known? It's like she saw the future because they gave her the gift to see that. And they told her that when she goes back into her body, it's not going to be an easy run. Like, you're going to be in pain. You're going to be going through a lot of pain. But they were like, but trust me, it's going to be worth it, and it's going to be so, you're going to get so much out of it, because the kids that were going to be born were needed to be born. Like, their souls needed to be born. So it was just like, oh, bro, it's so awesome. And I watched one after another, bro. I watched so many of them like that, and all of them come down to the same thing. It's the best feeling in the world, like a high like no other, like the best feeling of love and acceptance and everything that you want in life is up there. And she was so happy when she came back into her life, because she knew she knew what was waiting for her. Like, would you be afraid of death if you knew what was up there for you? You wouldn't be afraid of death at all. You'd be like excited. You'd be wanting to just Hurry up and live your life